But now we have death and destruction all over the planet because we have the worst and most incompetent president in the history of our country. He's incompetent. He's only good at weaponizing justice against political people and religious people, frankly, a lot of religious people. What a shame. If they spent the same energy on defeating all of the enemies that we have more enemies now. You know, we had all peace. You know that. Remember when crooked Hillary Clinton, which I don't call it that anymore because I'm using, I call her beautiful Hillary, right? Beautiful. She's a beautiful woman. But remember when beautiful Hillary went out and she said, he'll cause war. Here's his personality. He'll cause war in our country. I said, no, I'll end war. And I was right. I didn't have any wars. I'm the only president in like 80 years that didn't have a war. I got rid of ISIS. We won ISIS. We beat ISIS. We did a lot of things that nobody can believe. But we didn't start a war. They started wars in the Middle East that they never finished. They blew the place up. You know, it's like obliterated. And then they left with nothing. I used to say, don't start a war, but if you're going to have it, like with Iraq, keep the oil. Do you remember I used to say that? Just as a civilian. I was like you. I was watching people. I'd say, keep the oil. They have hundreds of billions. Iraq has tremendous amounts of oil right now. I said, keep the oil. And they didn't keep the oil. They kept nothing. We went in, lost a lot of lives, bombed the hell out of the place. I mean, what happened there? You know, you had, I don't know if you know, just to quickly, so for thousands of years, you had Iran and Iraq, and they were actually almost equal. And they'd fight each other, fight. That's all they do is fight, you know, fight, fight, fight. And they'd come to a stalemate, then they'd rest for a few years, then they'd come back and they'd fight. They did this forever, under different names. But basically, you had this group, and they'd fight, fight, fight. Then we went in, we obliterated Iraq, and now you have Iran. They had a natural barrier. They were exactly the same militarily. I mean, they would literally fight. Sometimes your line would move 10 feet this way, 10 feet this way, for many, many centuries, actually. And then we came in and we brilliantly, just absolutely pulverized Iraq and Saddam Hussein, remember? And now we have one power instead of two. The two powers kept each other in check. That's